Hi everyone, so this is your stretch and release class as part of your month 2 exercise class. So for this one we do need a tennis ball or a spiky ball, apple, whatever you've got will do the trick, because it's quite hard and circular. And I've got a block here, just to rest the head off when we're lying on our back, but a pillow will do the trick. So we're going to be taking some light stretching in some places, but as you probably already know, the release work is going into that red zone, or at least the high amber, so not too much green zone work today. So we'll get started. So we're going to stand with our feet shoulder width apart and our toes facing forward. We're going to place the hands on the front of our thigh. And we're going to look up to the ceiling and down to the floor, and up to the ceiling and down to the floor. Tucking the chin to the neck. We're going to slowly curl the spine from top to bottom as we drape the fingers down the thigh, past the knee, all the way down to the shins. We're going to hold at the bottom there for a deep breath in and exhale out. And deep breath in and exhale out. We're going to slowly curl the spine back up. Bring the fingers back up the shin, past the knee, up the thigh, back up to our standing, looking up to the ceiling and then down to the floor. Chin tucked into the neck, fingers draping down, curling from top to bottom, curving that spine, being confident that we can move it in that way. Holding the fingers down at the bottom for a deep breath in and exhale out. And deep breath in and exhale out, and slowly curl the spine back up from bottom to top as we come back into our standing position. As we look up to the ceiling to come down for our last one, draping the fingers down, rolling that spine from top to bottom, fingers going down the shins to the floor. Hold that position there. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, bring the hands onto the mat and come down to our all four position. From there, we're going to sink the bum down into the heels. Get that bum as far down as you possibly can. Eyes looking between the knees, pushing the fingers forwards. Really maximising that stretch coming into the hip and the back. Holding that position there. We're going to take 5 deep breaths in and out. With each inhale, as we exhale, we're going to push our fingertips and further centimetre forward. So we're going to go for a deep breath in and exhale and push forward. And inhale and exhale and push forward. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale and push forward. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale and forward. Last one here. Keep the bum pressed down. Inhale. Exhale and press the fingers forward. Slowly bring the fingers back. Just to relax off the shoulders and back. We're going to bring and lift our bum up from the heels, coming back into our all fours position. From here, whichever way feels comfortable for you, we're going to come into a cross-leg sitting position. If this position isn't comfy for you, we could just have the legs out in a bit of a V shape, whichever is most comfortable. And we're going to grab our ball, whatever ball it is, and we're going to place it in front of our legs. From there, we're going to sit up nice and tall, and then we're going to curl and tuck the chin into the neck. We're going to have our ball out in front, and we're going to place both hands on top of that ball. From there, we're going to slowly start to roll that ball forwards along the length of the floor. We're going to keep that chin tucked into the neck. I'm going to keep rolling down, bending that spine as far down towards our legs as we possibly can. Once we've got as far as we can go, we're going to hold that position there. If you're not quite there yet, just keep rolling that ball forwards, collapsing and bending that spine down closer to the floor. Once we're all in that position there, we're just going to hold there. We're going to take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to roll that ball another centimetre further away, maximising that stretch and ability to work into the back. And hold there. Ready for 4 more deep breaths. So deep breath in. Exhale and roll the ball forwards. And hold. And inhale. Exhale and forwards. And inhale. Exhale and forwards. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale and forwards. Last one here. Inhale in. Exhale and forward. Good. And slowly roll that ball back towards you. Once it's there, we can place that ball out to the side. We can just shuffle down the touch here. And I'm going to slowly bring our back and head onto the mat, so we're lying on our back. If you have got a block or a pillow, we're just going to place that behind our head and rest our head on it. I'm going to have our ball handy to the side. So from here, we're going to bring our arms out to the side, palms facing up, as we then bring the feet up to the bum and have our feet and knees touching together. From here, we're going to roll and rotate our knees over to the right hand side as we look with our eyes the opposite way to the left. We're going to keep our knees and feet touching together. I'm going to keep both shoulder blades firmly pressed into the ground, just maximising that rotation through the spine. I'm going to hold there for a deep breath in, and as we exhale, roll the knees up and over to the left, eyes now to the right. Get those knees far down to the floor as you can, keep your shoulder blades onto the floor as well. Deep breath in. And exhale as we rotate to the right. We'll leave for another 3 repetitions here. So you can take your own pace and time, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Knees and eyes in opposite directions. Deep breath in. And then exhale and rotate to the other side. And 2 more repetitions. Deep breath in. As we exhale, rotate to the other side. And inhale. And rotate to the other side. Well, last one here. Once we've done that last exhale, bring the knees back up to the centre. I'm going to bring a few inches gap between both feet and both knees. We're going to bring our hands back onto our tummy. And then from here, we're going to bring our right foot and cross it over on top of our left knee. From this position here, we can have both hands. We're going to thread it to grab onto our left hamstring. And from here, we're going to pull our left hamstring in towards our body. So we're bringing our legs towards us. And you're going to notice a bit of a stretch onto that right bum cheek. So we're working into that glute. And you can relax the head down and just hold that stretch there. So I can feel a nice stretch here into that right bum cheek. I'm just going to hold that for another 15 seconds. You can take this stretch just going into that amber zone. So you can pull up on that hamstring, sort of moderate force, just to get a nice stretch onto that right glute. And hold there for another 10. If you need a break, just relax down and then come back into it. As we hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to relax that leg down, uncross the right side, and bring the left foot over the right knee. Same principle here. Hands on to the right hamstring. Pull up on that right hamstring, bringing the legs towards your chest, feeling that stretch now onto that left bum cheek. I'm going going to hold that for 15 seconds. So you can give some deep breathing into that stretch, just into that amber zone, as we go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest that right leg down, uncross that left side. And then from there, I'm going to grab our tennis ball or our ball. I'm going to place it just onto the upper outer part of our left bum cheek. So it's not directly on any bone, it's just sinking into that sort of meaty part of the upper outer bum. Once you've found that spot, let's give you a few more seconds to find it if you've not. We're then going to sink our weight down into that ball. And it's going to hold that position there. We're going to get as much weight into it as possible. I'm keeping a few inches distance between both feet and both knees. From this position here, you can have your arms out to the side, on the tummy, down by your side, whichever feels most comfortable for you. And keeping that ball on the bum. With our left knee, we're going to drop our left knee out to the side, really maximising the weight onto that left glute, and then back up. We go for 30 seconds, just bringing that left knee, dropping it out to the side, and bringing it back up to the centre. So we have another 25 seconds here. So we're just going to go through a few sets of glute release work here. So we're just using that ball to sink heavy down into that glute muscle. And as we're moving our leg and our hip in different directions, the muscle fibres are moving underneath that ball, and therefore it's getting some nice good release work, offsetting any tightness, any tight knots and adhesions. Just start to break them all up and just create a bit of a happier, less tight and tensed up muscle. So we'll go for another 10 seconds here, just dropping that knee out to the side and then bringing it back up. And again, with this one we're working quite heavily into that amber zone, maybe just glimpsing into that red zone to try and muster as much weight as you can handle and bear into that ball. Going for one last drop of the left knee down and bringing it back up. So for the next 30 seconds, instead of dropping the left knee down to the side, we're going to kick our left foot down to straighten the knee and bending the knee up to the chest. So kicking down and bending up. Kicking down and bending up. Good, so we go for another 20 seconds here. So we're keeping that left foot off the floor at all times. If it's a bit too much, you can just slide the heel down and slide it up. Or you can lift the knee, the foot off the air, into the air, and kick up and down, keeping that whole left limb off the floor. Go for whatever feels most comfortable for you. And if you're getting far into that red zone, just turn it down a bit, just glimpsing into it. We're definitely working strongly into the amber. So we have another 10 seconds here. And you can mix it up a bit if one's getting a bit uncomfortable. And we'll go for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and you can just relax that leg. So we've got the last 30 seconds on this left side. So we're going to bring our knee up so that our toes are facing up to the ceiling. From here we're going to draw a big circle, and you can go clockwise or anti-clockwise. And we're just drawing big circles with that left knee. And as we circle that hip, the glutes are moving massively under that ball, so we get some great release work. Really try and move as much weight as you can onto that left side. And if you notice any really sore tight bit, you can just hold that ball into that point, press as much weight as you can muster down into it for 5 seconds, and then continue with the circles. I'll go for the last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can lift that bum up, remove that ball. You can give the legs a bit of a shake out, get the blood flow back. Just give those tired muscles a relax as they move onto the right side. So we're going to lift that right bum up, placing that ball on the upper outer part of that bum cheek. So we're not on any hard bony points, it's into that big meaty point of the bum. Once you've found that point, relax the weight down into that ball. Place the hands where it feels comfortable. I'm going to start with dropping that right knee down to the side as we go for 30 seconds here. And again, at any point when you drop that right knee down, you feel any really tender parts, just sink the weight into it, hold it there for 5, and then carry on with that dropping of the right knee. We'll just go for the last 15 seconds here. If the ball's moving off that meaty part onto a bit of bone, just lift the bum up, replace that ball. They just like to move about a bit, and then continue dropping that knee up and down. I'm going to go for the last 5 here, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight into it, you'll lift that knee up and kick down, and up and down. Really try and get as much weight over onto that right hand side, so we're not really pushing up our weight with that left foot, so you know it's tempting to do so. Really trying to relax the weight over onto that right bum. And 15 seconds here, holding for 5 on any particularly tender points you find as you kick that leg up and down. And go for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting that knee up, knee facing up to the ceiling. Big circles either way, working that full hip range of motion. So it's also a nice mobility exercise here, but the main thing we're targeting is that release work into our glutes, which hopefully you'll learn in 3 or presentations in month 2, depending on what week you're on. You'll notice how important the glutes are when it comes to back pain, along with all the other muscles which surround the spine, hip and pelvis. We'll go for our last 10 seconds here, circling that hip and knee round, working into that release, holding on any tender points of 5, and then resuming with that release work. And we'll go here for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can relax that right foot down, lift the bum up, remove that ball, give the legs a bit of a shake and a wiggle. Just let those glutes recover. We've got 2 more sets of our release work, this time into our lumbar muscles, so the muscles in our lower back. So we're going to lift and peel up. We're going to place that tennis ball above our bum, just the left part of our spine, so it's in the left part of our lower back. So it's not on any bony points. You're going to find that point, that meaty flesh onto the lower back. Sink the weight down as much weight as you can. And for this one, we're just going to place our hands on opposite shoulders. We're not using our weight to prop us up with our arms. It's all going onto that tennis ball. So there's a lot of weight going into it here. From here, we're just going to circle round our body so that tennis ball is moving from left to right. we shift our weight up and down. We can go in little circles, you can write your name, but we're really pressing that ball heavily down into that lower back muscle tissue. Any tightness which is built up, any stiffness, any little knots and adhesions, we're just using that ball to create some blood flow. And that blood flow brings lots of oxygen, lots of nutrients, lots of warmth as well. Really great for relaxing down any muscle tightness and any spasm. So just going to keep circling that ball into that lower side on the left. Go for another 10 seconds here. And again, if you find any tender points, I've just found one there, we're going to sink the weight heavily down into it, as much as we can. We're going to hold that for 5. Once you've held for 5, continue searching for other points. Good, so we're going to hold that ball now static in that point. If it's moved about a bit, just replace it back onto that lower back. Sink the weight down. This time we're going to bend our left knee up. We're going to grab just above our left knee with both hands. We're going to tuck our knee into our chest. So there's a lot of weight now going onto that ball. We're going to hold that there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that leg down. Bring the hip up, grab that ball, transfer over to the other side. So it's going above the bum to the right hand side of the spine into the fleshy part of our right lower back. Once you've found it, sink the weight down and just hold that point there. We're going to bring both hands to opposite shoulders, and again we're going to begin that process of having all the weight onto that ball and moving the ball or shifting our body above the ball from left to right, up and down, side to side in circles, and we're just trying to find any really tender points. If it all feels fairly similar, you can just pick a point, sink the weight really far down into it, hold for 5, and then move on to the point next to it. So I'll just go for another 20 seconds here, just working into that right lower side, just trying to break down any tightness. And hopefully from the other classes that have been more release focused, you'll notice that after it, even though we've been doing it for maybe 5 minutes of pure release work in a class, it makes a really big difference to how we feel after. Great one to do for our spine health. So we'll go for the last 10 here. Doesn't have to be any particular pattern with what you do with the ball, just shifting it left to right, up, down. There's no sort of special formula of how to do it. And then relax that ball steady. Just reposition it if it's not right into that sweet point in that fleshy part. And we're going to lift that right knee up, grasp the top of that right knee with both hands, tuck the knee to the chest. A lot of weight onto that ball, definitely working just into that red zone here. As we hold there for 10, so give some deep breathing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that right knee down. We'll move that ball out from the back, place it to the side. From here, we can move our block out and we're going to have a roll over onto our tummy. We're going to bring both elbows into the chest, palm facing down. We're going to curl the toes into the mat. We're going to press up onto our elbows to lift our weight onto our elbows and knees, and then come into our 4-point kneeling position. From here we go for a cat-cow before we make our way back up. So do the cat-cow, As we look up to the ceiling, we're going to point our bum up to the ceiling also. Sorry, eyes looking forward, pointing the bum up to the ceiling, so we're creating that curve in the spine. Hold that position there. And then as we look down between the knees, we're curving and doming the spine, tucking the bum underneath. We're creating a big gap from our belly button to the floor. And then coming back up, eyes forward, bum up. We're curving that spine down, bringing the belly button down to the floor. And it's going to alternate between those two movements. Working into a green zone ability here. Eyes forward, bum up, bum tucked, so eyes come down. And we'll just go for 3 more here. Just take your own pace and time. It's a really nice exercise just to move all those spinal joints through its full range of motion. And it's a really nice, relaxing one to do, especially after you've done some release work. Just giving those muscles a bit of a relax before we cool down. After your last rotation there, just come back to a neutral position. Give everything a bit of a shake and a wiggle, left to right, up and down. And from there we're going to curl the toes into the mat. We're going to bring the hands down towards the knees. We're going to push our weight up onto our toes. Bringing the heels onto the floor. Fingertips on the toes. We're going to slowly roll up to standing. From bottom to top. As we come up to the top, we're going to cross the arms at the front. Take a deep breath in. As the arms come up above the head, and exhale on the way down. Inhale on the way up, exhale down. 3 more here. Inhale up, and exhale. And in, and out, and in, and out. Good. Give the arms a shake, give the legs a wiggle. So I hope you enjoyed that class. I hope you can feel some good benefits today from that release work, and good luck with the rest of your exercises, and I'll see you next time.